day at Starehe boys, I thought, this is big. I'd always dreamt of coming to a big school, and when I made it, I felt good.
If it were not for Starehe, all that I am, all that I have achieved would not have been.
The philosophy that was input by the founder, Dr. Griffin, he believed that young people should be given an opportunity to grow.
Attention for the grace. For you are about to receive the Lord make us truly thankful.
Some people say that maybe Starehe was started from the gutter.
My name is Samuel Omai. I live with my mother, small family, two. On my first day at Starehe boys, I thought, this is big. I'd always dreamt of coming to a big school, and when I made it, I felt good. The welcome was so warm, I didn't even feel homesick. Even if it was my first time being in boarding school, I felt nice being here. My greatest moment has been when I joined the basketball team. Yeah, that was in Form 2 first term. My favorite subject is physics and computer. Physics because physics defines almost everything we have. Talk about the cars, buildings, and computer because I would like to do something to do with computer when I grow up. That is game development and animation. My role model is my mother. My mother because she works hard to provide, and I look up to her. I would like to be like her when I grow up. As well as giving back to Starehe, of course I would sponsor some boys so that I can brighten their futures, just like mine has been brightened.
Okay, smoky. Then you sleep a little bit. My name is Mathew and I'm the director of Starehe Boys Center. And first I would like to introduce the cat you see here. She has a title, her name is Smokey, and she's a school cat. I would say beginning 2014, I've seen a big shift of think and attention from the old Starehe coming and wishing, expressing their willingness to support. And the main beat started early this year, and as we speak today, a number of alumni have mobilized themselves in buddy forms in their classes, and they feel that they should come back and give support to the institution that made them what they are today. And I say one of the highlights this year is the formation of those clusters of classes. When we see one group of students coming and say, let's do this, another one comes and says, let's do this. It's a bit here, and cumulatively we'll be able to do a lot. And one of the things I've explained the few members of groups that I've met is to ask them to think not too big, but to pick bits that can be accomplished easy and move on to something else. We have 14,000 old Starehans out there. And suppose we get just a half of that, 5,000 old Starehans coming on board and picking a budget item and picking a few boys and sponsor them. I'm sure we'll be able to sustain Starehe for quite a long way, and I hope.
Starehe provides holistic education. We are not interested in only classroom achievement, but we want the growth of a whole person, mentally, physically, morally, and of course academically. We want kids who can empathize with communities and see the need to serve them, and especially because these are communities they come from and they will engage in the future. So Starehe does provide one of the best types of education anyone can provide anywhere in the world.
And in time to come, according to your means, to do all that you can to enable others to enjoy the same advantage that we received in Starehe. The access we had to international philanthropy is no longer as widely available. The question I ask myself, did I receive any benefit from Starehe? And if I did receive benefit from Starehe, I must invest back. I must invest back. And OSS is the vehicle through which we invest to transform other lives. Even if you don't subscribe to become a member of OSS, join the initiatives that are raising funds to meet the needs in the school. That's one. But secondly, the Old Starehean Society is now the formal body through which we engage the school, through which we contribute to leadership of the school. Under the current constitution, the chair of OSS and the vice chair of OSS sit in the managing committee. So we are part of the leadership. The girls' school is a new institution. It took a long, long time to get that dream through. Again, those of us who are in Starehe in the late 70s and early 80s, we knew that the late Dr. Griffin always had a dream of coming up with a girls' school. Ours is to help and to mentor the youngsters, the young ladies who are coming in. We have already embraced them within the Old Starehean Society, so the Old Starehean Society now includes the boys and the girls. We have established mechanisms for mentoring them, for providing them support when they need, for going back to the school. Because again, one of the things I remember, when you come from a disadvantaged background, there is a social support that you need. That your uncle, your auntie, your mother cannot come and visit you in Starehe. That uncle can be an Old Starehean.
My dream first is that having experienced the transition of the 50 years anniversary and now getting to the next stage of 50 years of Starehe being, is to see that Starehe sustains its well-being for another 50 years. And my dream is that at some point we shall have a team of Old Stareheans very able to be able to drive the mission, the heritage of the school further on, and to be able to sustain that ability to raise support that will see Starehe remains a very stable institution.
I want to speak to the people who are gathered in the dinner now, and first of all to thank you for coming for the dinner, because it is in engaging with us, it is in coming to connect with your classmates, with fellow alumni, that you get to understand what is happening in Starehe, the challenges that the school is facing, and our role in helping that institution to remain true to itself. The costs of running the institution still remain, and we need to focus on both cost rationalization so that we run that institution in the most efficient way possible, and raising funds to ensure that Starehe never lacks, that all the boys and girls in the two schools, they never lack.